Try and relax as much as possible, so your eyes, your mouth, your shoulders. Just let your hips sink back, thighs relax. And see if you can stay focused on your breathing. So just a couple more breaths here. And then on the next breath in, let's slowly rise up onto our hands and on our knees. And then we'll just keep the knees out to the side. Let's bring, so they're wide still. Just bring your left hand in the centre of the mat. Push into it, and then inhale and swoop the right arm upwards towards the ceiling. And then you use your left hand to help you twist. You can turn the gaze up if you, that feels good for your neck. Keep pushing into that left hand, keep turning, keep twisting. So another inhale, keep reaching. And then exhale, let's post the right arm underneath the left arm. So just walk it all the way through. And then just rest your shoulder if it's comfortable. You can rest your head on your hands. Or if it's on the floor, you can reach the left hand upwards towards the ceiling. And turn the other way. So just a few deep breaths here. So one more inhale. And then exhale, if you've got your left hand in the air, we'll just place it back down. Let's push up so we can bring our right arm back through so we're on all fours again. And then just one cat, so exhale, arch your back up, keeping the knees nice and wide. Tuck the chin under and really round, stretch upwards towards the ceiling. Inhale, let's bring your spine back so we're neutral. And then place the right hand on the floor. Exhale, push down into it. And then inhale, let's swoop the left arm upwards. And we'll push into that right hand, keep turning the chest. You just bring that right shoulder through as well. You push into that right hand, keep twisting. Turn the gaze if you like as well. So shoulders almost stacked on top of each other. Another inhale. And then exhale, let's post the left arm underneath the right arm. And then you can walk it through as far as comfortable. And either use your right hand for some support. If the head's on the floor, you can always reach the right arm upwards towards the ceiling. If it's okay there, and just keep opening. Twisting to the side. Just focus on slowing your breathing. So just noticing what's happening in this posture, what you're feeling in your body. So how's that underneath arm? How's the shoulder feeling? In between the shoulder blades, how's the upper back? How's your chest feeling? That arm that's in the air, if it is, depending on what you're doing with it. The sides, the hips. Another inhale, keep twisting. And then exhale, let's drop your right hand back down. If it's in the air, let's push up so we're on all fours again. Inhale, exhale, let's round your back, another cat. Tuck the chin under, really broaden in between the shoulders. Inhale, let's bring the spine still in between the two. And then exhale, let's tuck our toes under now. And let's start to sit back, lift the knees, and then lift the hips up for our first down dog. And feel free to move around, pedal out the legs. Keep wrapping the triceps under or externally rotating the shoulders. Keep pushing the floor over the hands. Really find length in the spine. Really stretched on the back of the legs. So as you inhale, keep your left foot grounded. Reach the right leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, let's bend the right knee and just start to roll the right hip more on top of the left. So keep pushing back into the hands and into that left leg. Nice and slow. So let's inhale, let's level back out. And then exhale, let's lunge the right foot to the inside of the right hand. Just take a breath in. And then exhale, just crawling around halfway to a wide leg forward bend. So you just hop the heels in line with each other. You can adjust the toes, you can lift them, wiggle them, reset them where it's comfortable. So you can inhale, you can stay nice and high on blocks if you need. Or you can exhale, fold in and get a bigger stretch in the back of the legs and back body, inner thighs. So arms were comfortable if you want to just keep them walking underneath you. Or if you might want to hug the elbows or just let the arms dangle. So just any arm position. And again, just, if you want more strengthening, focus on engaging the legs here. So really push the feet ground into the feet. If it was on lifting the kneecaps, maybe even widening through the sit bones. If you want more relaxation, more calming, or kind of just passive flexibility. You can just relax everything and kind of just melt in this position. Okay, so as you inhale, let's lift ourselves away from the legs and pop the right hand down onto the floor, just like we did when we were kneeling. Inhale, let's reach upwards with the left hand. So we're twisting to the side. Keep pushing to that right hand to help you to twist. A hand can be on a block as well if it feels too big, a stretch here. So just keep twisting. And this time let's put the left hand behind the back and maybe hook onto your right thigh. You might not go that far, so just see how long your arms are as well. And then roll the left shoulder open. And if you want to turn the neck and head upwards, you can as well. Just see how that left shoulder feels as well here. Get nice and slow, just really exploring what you're feeling, what you're doing in the posture, how the legs feeling. Are you active again, or do you want to be more relaxed there? You're quite pushing through that right arm. You really lift away from that right shoulder, away from the ear. So as inhale, let's reach back upwards with the left hand. And then exhale, let's just walk ourselves back to face the front of the mat. So we're walking over the right foot, breathe in there. And then exhale, we'll step backwards into a downward facing dog. And just pause here again. So just keep your right foot on the floor. Inhale, reach the left leg up in the air. And then exhale, let's bend the left knee and start to turn the hips open to the side. Just gradually stretch the back right leg, the inner thigh, hamstring. Keep pressing through the arms. Steady in your breath. See if you can stay focused throughout the class on what you're feeling in your body, how you breathe in. And then where your mind wanders, if it wanders, see if you can keep bringing it back to this moment. So inhale to level back out. Exhale, lunge the left foot forward. You just inhale. And then exhale, walking yourself halfway round again. So just adjust the legs, just the feet. Inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, we'll start to fold forward and into the legs. So just here one more time. And if you want to keep moving around in the poses, feel free to just sway or lift, keep fold, lift and lower, and placing the weight differently in the feet. So you can lean a little into the heels, lean forward into the toes. See what it feels like to roll inwards slightly on the feet, or to roll to the little toe side of the feet. So you can, if you want to move around a lot, to notice what different things, when you bend the knee, when you straighten the legs. You focus on engaging the legs. How does that feel? How does it feel to use your core to pull your body through the legs rather than using the arms maybe? So much we can explore in each of one of the postures. Okay, so as inhale, let's lift your chest away from the legs. So my left hand staying on the floor. And then inhale, let's reach the right arm outwards towards the seat leg. So you can push into that left hand, keep twisting to the side. And then either stay in there, or we'll reach the right hand behind the back for the left thigh, and then just keep, maybe hook onto the thigh and keep rolling the right shoulder open. Just notice how that right shoulder feels. Be active through that left arm, so instead of letting the shoulder sink to the ear, push the floor away with the hands and find space between the shoulder and the ear there. Really press down. Spread the weight nicely through the hands, through the feet. Notice if you've changed anything in the legs. Keep bracing maybe as well, drawing your belly in. Inhale, let's reach back upwards with the right hand. And then exhale, let's crawl ourselves back round to face the front of the mat. So inhale when we face the front of the mat, and then exhale, step backwards into downward facing dog. So from our down dog, inhale, lift our hips and roll forward into plank. And then on the exhale, scoot the elbows in, we'll just control ourselves nicely down onto our front. And then when we get to the floor, we'll just slide the left knee out to the left and make an L shape there. Just slide it over and just drop the left hip towards the floor. Just see how the inner thigh, the knee, the hip feels. And if anyone doesn't feel good, just adjust the leg or maybe slide the foot back behind you. So as inhale, now lift the chest up. So you can be a little lift, so maybe the arms are quite forward. You can bring the right underneath the shoulders so your chest lifts higher. You might even lift even more onto the hands. So just go to the point that feels good. So no pain in the lower back. So just a nice compression going on, particularly that left side. Maybe have a nice stretch in the front depending on how high you're lifting yourself as well. That left inner thigh might feel it. So head where it's comfortable, so if you want to keep drawing the chin back in, you can be quite active there. You can always just let the head rest, or maybe even rock the head side to side. You're quite strong through the arms, drawing the shoulders down, squeezing the elbows in, pressing into the hands, maybe even clawing your body through a little bit more by kind of pulling the hands towards the hips. Maybe more yin-like. So another inhale, and then exhale, we'll lower ourselves back down onto our fronts. So when we're back on our fronts, we'll just make a pillow with our hands, and depending on, so it might be quite strong, or we'll start, see what happens. So we're going to post the left arm underneath the right, but we may need to bring the left knee in for this. So we just start to see how it feels. So just push into the right hand, post the left arm underneath. Or is it the other way? Oh, it is there. And then just rest your head on your right hand, or just let it hang over the arm. So the intention is to stretch that left shoulder again. If you want a little bit more, you can bring the right hand behind you and try and drop the right shoulder to meet the left arm. So you're broadening the back there. So instead of having the chest open, we can start to lower the shoulder, chest down to the floor. I should pull more on that right arm. Again, if it feels too strong, left leg, just swing it behind you. Just keep the legs together as well. Or keep that right hand as a pillow. Keep that right chest lifted slightly. If you get pins and needles, make sure you come off the arm. Okay, another inhale. And then exhale, then we'll push down and bring the arm back through. And make a pillow again. And then slide the left leg back behind to meet the right leg. Just give the hips a shake if that feels nice. Shoulders might want to give a shimmy. And then we'll lift up into one cobra or one up dog before we do the other side. So when you're ready, hands over the shoulders or maybe further back, like we're doing. Just slowly wave ourselves up. Just take a big breath in. Nice front stretch there. And then exhale, let's lower ourselves back down. And making a pillow with our hands. We'll slide the right knee to the right. Just find a comfortable place for that. Just notice how the hips feeling, the legs feeling. And then either stay in there, or we can press up a little bit onto the elbows. Or maybe come in all the way up onto the hands. You might want to bring the hands in closer as well, so you can lift the chest even higher. So just go to whatever feels good. And then nice deep breaths there. So 4 breaths. So intention is the front body. So maybe I particularly find a good stretch on that left side, left hip. And then nice compression in this right lower back and right area, right hip area. Maybe something there, depending on where there's tension. So keep focusing. Another inhale. And then exhale, then we'll slowly lower ourselves back down. So we might need to slide the right leg in behind us, but we'll see what happens. So we'll post the right arm underneath the left arm this time. So really reach it through. And then you can either just keep that left shoulder lifted slightly so it's not so intense, or we can try and drop the left shoulder to the floor. So try to lower it down. Maybe the left hand can come behind us. And otherwise, just keep that arm. I find it's quite a big stretch for my shoulder. So I'm going to just stay a little bit lifted there. But if you're not feeling much, then feel free to do that option. Slow breath. When we feel like we've done about the same, we'll bring that left hand to push up. So you move the right arm back out from underneath us. And then we'll slide the right leg back behind and just give everything a little shake off. So either pressing onto our knees, or if you want to take a full push up, so pressing back into our plank. So inhale, and then exhale, just drop the knees down. So we're just going to start to sit back into frog. So, or one more wide leg child's pose. So you can bring the feet together, open the knees. And if anyone's more, we'll step the feet outwards to the sides, and then maybe the knees will slide a little bit more open, and then bring the hips back like a wide leg forward bend in a way, so the hips are in between the knees. So like a bent leg box split. Just see what you're feeling in the inner thighs. If you're feeling not much of a stretch or compression, then rather than trying to go further, just hold If it's any discomfort, just come out of it a little bit as well. If you're getting a stretch for the inner thighs, then there's more that we can undo in time or release. So stay about 4 or 5 breaths, yeah. Just try and relax. Okay, so slowly bring ourselves back up. Slowly slide the knees in so they're more underneath the hips. That's a really nice stretch to hold as well, I find. And then exhale, let's tuck the chin ends around your back upwards towards the ceiling. Really stretch your back out and even sway a little bit side to side there. Inhale, let's bring your spine back to more of a neutral position. And now exhale, just the right leg. Let's reach the right leg out to the right. Okay. So let's come onto our left tiptoe. If anyone's a little bit more challenged, we'll lift the left knee off the floor. Keep bracing, so that left knee is just hovering. And then we're just going to hold for a few more breaths. You might get an inner thigh stretch here, you might not. I'm not really feeling much of an inner thigh stretch. If anyone's got loads of energy, you can even lift the right foot up off the floor as well. But I'm not sure how much we feel like doing today. So feel free if you've got loads of energy to go strong. Otherwise, just stay with that left knee hovering or resting down for a moment. So another 2 breaths. And then if you've got your legs in the air, we'll just lower the legs down. Just push into your right hand, which is the right way, yeah. Push into your left hand, sorry. Inhale, let's reach the right hand upwards towards the ceiling again. So we're twisting, so left hand's on the floor. You might even overdo it here and lift the chest up, create a bit of a back bend, and even reach more behind you if that feels good. Get a nice stretch in the side there. And then on the exhale, then we'll post the right hand underneath the left arm. Just lowering your shoulder down. Now this could make it a bit stronger for the inner thigh. You might even slide the right leg a bit wider. If it feels too much, just stay up on the hands or even just drop the elbows. Don't worry about threading the arm if you feel it's too much of a stretch there. And the same way we did earlier, if you feel like you want more, you can reach the left hand upwards, even hook it round that right thigh here. So intention really is to stretch that right inner thigh off a bit more. Maybe the shoulders if there is accessible to post the arm. Okay, so if that left arm is up and reaching behind, let's bring the left arm back. Let's push onto the left hand. Inhale, let's reach the right arm through. And then exhale, let's bring the right knee back underneath us. 1 cat. Tuck the chin ends out really round the back to the ceiling. Even sway out if it feels good. Inhale, bring the spine somewhere in between the two. And then exhale, stretch your left leg out to the left. So if anyone's more challenged, a bit more strength, core strength as well, let's come onto our right tiptoe, lift the right knee off the floor. So that's just hovering there. And if you still want more, we can lift the left leg up off the floor as well. Otherwise, we're just keeping the left leg on the floor and the right knee on the floor for a moment. So about 3 slow breaths. Suddenly got challenge in there with this one. So any option. Okay, so if your feet are in the air, we'll just rest them down. And then inhale, let's keep the right hand on the floor. Let's lift the left arm upwards. And you might even want to twist open a bit more. So instead of keeping the shoulders stacked, you might want to lift the chest up, almost create a bit of a back bend and reach more and more behind you by turning the chest rather than the arm coming back behind you. Just kind of moving the whole chest open. So we're kind of spinning the chest upwards towards the ceiling rather than just bringing the hand behind our back. Only using that right hand to help with this. On the exhale, then post the left arm underneath the right. But again, if it's too much to lower down, so as we lower down, it should increase the stretch in that left thigh. So we can always just stay on the elbows. Don't worry about the thread through. You slide that. You might want to slide the left leg out to the left a little bit more as well, and even untuck the right foot if that's more comfortable for the ankle. Okay. the right hand, if you're not using it, to take some of the weight and support. We can reach that upwards as well, towards the ceiling, even a hook in around for our left thigh there, and rolling that right shoulder open more so I can be a bit stronger too. And get the added stretch in the right shoulder. Make sure the knees okay, hips okay, everything as well. Okay, so let's reach the right hand back down onto the ground if you've lifted it. Inhale, push up. And then exhale, let's bring the left knee back underneath. So let's tuck your toes under, inhale, push back into the heels, and lift up into our downward facing dog. Again, if you want to shake off or sway, pedal out. Just keep your left foot grounded. Inhale, reach the right leg back and up for down dog split. And then exhale, let's bend the right knee, turn the hip open to the side. If anyone wants a little bit more here, we're coming to wild thing. So we'll turn the left foot around as our hips come more and more stacked. Right foot can land to the outside of the left leg. And we can really lift the hips up, chest, and that right arm overhead. So nice back bend there. Kind of similar to what we did on the knees in a way. Really push into that left hand, lifting up that left shoulder. So just take another breath in there. Now bracing, so really draw your belly in. Exhale, we'll come back into our down dog split and lunge the right foot to the inside of the right hand. Okay, inhale when you get there, and then exhale, let's walk ourselves round. So right foot forwards, and then we're back in that wide leg. Inhale, we can lift halfway, and then exhale, we'll fold back in. So softening the knees, inhale. Exhale, let's unravel ourselves all the way up to stand. So nice and slowly unravel. And then when we get to the top, try and stand nice and upright, roll the shoulders back, and lift the head up last. So just turn the heels inwards, toes outwards for goddess pose. Inhale, we'll push the hands out like the frog in a way. We're going to pull the knees open. You might need to go narrow if you're ultra wide. Just start to sit down inside the legs. So imagine we've got the floor that we did just a moment ago where the knees were on the floor on our body. So you can keep opening the knees. So probably be a similar angle where the hips are from the floor, if that makes sense. Instead of letting your body really relax, try and keep bracing. Body like a plank, so you might want to pull the hip points towards the ribs. Or if you're leaning forward there, you might want to bring the hips more forward and then chest backwards. So keep dropping the shoulders, sit as low as you feel energy to sit as well. So easy if you don't squat so deep as well, more intense. You can really sit down, keep pulling the knees away from each other to really work those thighs, glutes as well. Keep bracing the whole time. Shoulders are strong as well here in the air. Gravity's pulling them down, we're trying to resist that. Okay, so keep the shoulders nice and soft, the arms soft but strong. Push down as the feet, then inhale, let's come back up. And then exhale, we'll come back into our forward fold. So inhale, let's lift the chest away from the floor, away from the legs. Pop the right hand down, and then lift the left arm upwards towards the ceiling. Okay, and then we'll pop the left hand behind the back like we did the first time. Now if anyone's a bit more challenged, we're going to try and bring this right foot off the floor, and bring the right knee to the left elbow. So we're going to really push into the right hand. You might even go a bit wider with the right hand, or just find a place that you feel you can balance well. You can lean into it, so you can start to shift the weight off. Quite strong. Have a go at bringing the right knee into that elbow. So you can keep breathing, keep bracing. Quite a lot of core and arm strength going on there. Even a few attempts. You can level the shoulders more to the floor, see like a plank, rather than turning the chest like a side plank, but see what works for you. Okay, and then when we've done that, we keep the right foot down on the floor. So left foot, hands behind our back still. We can now reach the right arm over towards the left leg, and just start to fold deeper to the left leg. You reach across with the right hand, you might get a nice stretch on that right side of the body there as well. If you create a bit of traction, so you're almost like holding with the hand, pulling the shoulder away from the hand. Bring the chin more and more towards the shin. Headway is comfortable as well. Just enjoy the nice stretch. And then one more here, we're going to sit down inside this left leg. So you might come onto your tiptoe, I tend to need to come onto my tiptoes. Ankles don't have much range there. So you can sit down more hip towards the heel. And then from there, this right leg might want to spin. So you can start to turn maybe the right thigh, right hip, external rotate, right knee, right foot upwards. And then if you're on your tiptoes, if that's comfortable, just stay there. But if you feel that the ankle needs a bit of support, you can put a block under. You may have your heel down on the floor as well. And then if you're not using your hands for balance, and if you're wrapping that hand still, you can bring your palms together in prayer, try and focus on really lengthening the spine. So getting a really nice inner thigh stretch here for that right leg. Harder, you can take yourself, so if you're kind of resting it down here, you can push into the legs and try and lift yourself out of the rest position. Otherwise you can just stay low. So you can push down into the tips or into the heel. It's quite strong, especially if your heel can't lower to the ground there to push down into those toes. Bit of balance as well. So one more inhale. And then exhale, either using your hands to help you or not. You can really brace, bend, and then walk yourself around so facing the front. Inhale when we face the front. Exhale, a step backwards into down dog. Again, just give the legs a shake off. Okay, so just keep your right foot on the floor. Inhale, lift your left leg nice and high. Exhale, bend the left knee and turn the hip to the side. And while staying, anyway, fancy it, get the weight onto the right hand, less on the left hand, turn the right foot, land the left foot to the back of the right leg, and then spin the chest upwards towards the ceiling. Pressing away the floor with that right hand, nice and strong through the right arm, shoulder. Weight spread nicely through the right hand there. Nice stretch. Another inhale. And then exhale, brace in. We'll come back through down dog, split, and then into a lunge with the left foot forward. So inhale when you reach the left foot forward, and then exhale as we walk our hands or walk ourselves back around halfway. Get the feet nice and ready. Inhale, half lift, exhale, forward bend. Inhale, let's bend the knees. And then exhale, really focus on pushing the floor away with the feet and unraveling yourself all the way up to stand. When you get to touch, just roll the shoulders back, lift the head up last, and then opening the hands out for one more goddess pose. Turn the heels inwards, toes out, and then just start to sit down. Just go as out as comfortable. And again, just notice how you're holding yourself. Maybe make those little adjustments and cat-cows, or draw the hip points towards the ribs. If you have a tendency to let the chin reach forward, you might want to pull the chin in, double chin. If you feel like you've got loads of energy, you've been going quite slow, you might want to just pulse or go really low in the squat. Keep pulling the thighs apart, keep spreading the weight through the feet. If the arms strong, you might even want to circle the arms around, pump the arms, or do anything more active with the arms as well. And keep drawing your belly in, so brace in. Just try another 3 deep breaths. So do 1. Take 2 more. Into this slow. Hopefully our thighs are warming up quite nicely. 1 more breath then. Let's try and stay slow. And then on the next inhale, push into feet, lift us back up. And then exhale, turn the toes back inward, maybe exhale back into your forward bend. Shake off the arms or shake off, yeah. So left hand's coming onto the floor. We're going to try and lift the left leg in the air. Inhale, let's lift the chest, reach the right arm up, and then we'll pop the right arm behind the back. You can keep the shoulders more towards the floor here rather than away. Whatever that you need to do to see if you can get that left knee to left elbow. So start to shift the weight into the left hand, right foot, so you can get the weight that's in that left, so you can push the floor away. Very challenging. And bring the knee to the arm. It's great. Maybe have a few goes at that. Okay, 1 more go. So nice and strong in the core, supporting arm, leg. Nice. So make sure we're breathing with that as well, okay. So land the left foot down, it's in the air. Inhale, let's reach back up with, no, we keep the right hand behind the back, sorry. Exhale, let's fold towards the right leg. So left arm can reach across, you get a nice stretch from that left arm. You hold on to the leg, always pull the shoulder away from the hand, or hold the leg, bring the chin towards the shin. That right shoulder can keep rolling open. Just keep folding, find a better, deeper stretch in that left inner thigh or hamstrings. Maybe that left side of the body as well. Got one last one here. Got the Cossack lunge. So again, we might need to be on our tiptoes. When you're ready, we're going to start to bend the right knee and sit down inside the right foot. So you might need to turn the heel in like goddess and lift the heel. And then that left thigh can roll, so you can roll that left thigh around the knee up. If anyone feels discomfort in the knee, this is too big a stretch, you always step that left foot in quite a bit, bend the knee, or support the knee with a block or something like that as well. The hands may be used to support balance, blocking at the right heel if you need to, or we can bring the palms together in prayer and then focus on lifting the chest up. If you've got loads of energy, you can really lift out of the end position by pushing the forward with that right foot rather than being sat at the bottom there. So you're kind of lifting yourself up and holding. It's really strong, I find, in that right thigh. So just see. Another couple breaths there. Just one more deep breath in and out. Okay, another inhale, next one. And then exhale, either use your hands or not, lift yourself and walk yourself round to face the front. When you get to face the front, take a breath in, and then exhale, we'll step backwards into our downward facing dog. So from here, let's lift the hips high and roll ourselves forward into plank. And then exhale, squeeze the elbows in, let's lower ourselves so we're back on our front. And again, just make a pillow and give the thighs a rock out. Okay, so let's inhale, let's lift the chest up a little bit and post the right hand underneath the left arm. And now we'll bring the left knee into the chest. So we've got the right hand and left knee all in the same direction there. So, okay, inhale, then we'll lift the left arm upwards towards the ceiling. Push into that right elbow or right arm and just start to open up even more and more and more and more behind. Now you might need to lift the left knee upwards off the floor in order to let the left shoulder lower more to the ground. So you can just keep lifting up as much. And then once you've met the shoulder to the ground, the left shoulder, both shoulders are on the floor, you can then use your right hand to draw the knee back over the top, just so you get a good stretch in the sides, the shoulders, again, chest. Nice twist in the spine. Okay, so another breath in there. And then on the exhale, let's roll back over with the left knee to the left. And then we're back over onto our front. So we'll slide the right hand back underneath us. And we'll keep the left knee out, but we'll maybe slide it in a little bit. So we're going to bring both soles of feet together. So just bring the right knee out as well. Lift the feet upwards towards the ceiling. And then just place the soles of feet. They don't have to meet exactly or anything. Just where it's comfortable. And we'll just start to drop the feet down towards the floor. And so you feel a bit of a stretch within the inner thighs. And the head, you can just relax on the floor. And if anyone wants to, we're going to add in the back bend and lift the chest and maybe bring the feet to touch the back of the head. No. So we'll bring the hands underneath our shoulders. When we're ready, the feet are going to come towards our head. So we're going to try and bring them away from the floor. And then we'll lift the chest up like cobra. Lift the head, keep the shoulders drawing down and away. Strong for the arms, claw your body through. And then you might even find lengthen the neck. Maybe even, so instead of just dropping the head back, you can lift the head off the shoulders and then maybe find a stretch in the front of the neck there as well as you bring the feet in. And keep squeezing your glutes. Keep using your hamstrings to bring your feet in closer. And head where it's comfortable if you need to drop it down. And then exhale as we lower ourselves back down. Okay, so just bring the right knee out to the right and then just left leg straight out behind you again. Let's post the left arm underneath the right arm, and now we'll both everything over to the right there. And now we'll start to lift the right arm upwards. So inhale, and then exhale. Just keep dropping the right arm all the way back behind you, and you might need to lift the right knee to allow that to happen. And you can rest the right foot on the left thigh or even on the floor. If you like to, you can use your left hand on the knee to guide it more down towards the ground. Wherever you get a nice stretch at the other sides. You might need to slide the left shoulder more underneath you as well, so you can push into the left elbow and wiggle the shoulder through if it's not quite comfortable on the floor. Okay, so just enjoy the stretch. Another breath in, and then exhale as we roll back over onto our left arm. And slide the right knee back out, move the left arm from underneath you, and then we'll just slide the right leg back behind. So just do that cobra that once. Give the hips a little wiggle. Maybe coming into a full cobra or a full up dog. So when you're ready, hands on shoulders and lower ribs, just leave your chest off the floor. Maybe even deeper, the thighs may be lifting. Really push the floor over the hands, keep drawing the chin in. Inhale. And then exhale, let's lift the hips nice and high. Push the floor away, down dog. Let's press our back into our heels and lengthen the spine up. So let's inhale, let's lift high onto our tiptoes. Exhale, we'll bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or if you fancy a hop, let's move to the front of the mat. Inhale, we can lift up halfway. And then exhale now for a straight leg, standing forward bend. Like we did in those wide ones, you might want to play around, so sway, pedal the legs, hug the elbows. You can see what you want to do with the hands. You can hug the legs, you can reach the hands behind you, so any arm position. Now notice a little bit more direct down the back of the hamstrings, back of the back body, back line. You might want to use your core to keep bringing it in, or just keep almost waving, lifting your chest a little away from the thighs. Inhale in, exhale, almost draw yourself further, more and more lower, more and more in towards the floor there. Okay, so soften the knees a little there, but breathe in. And then exhale, push the floor away, just slowly unravel all the way up to stand. And when we get to sort of just roll the shoulders back and lift the head up last. So as inhale, let's reach the hands out in front, let's lift up onto our tiptoes. If we do prefer to keep the heels down, if we can't keep the heels down, feel free to keep the heels down. My ankles don't tend to go that way. So we can just slowly sit all the way down into a really low squat. So either heels down or otherwise on your tiptoes. And then just try and keep your body nice and upright. Inhale, and then exhale again, let's push down and slowly lift back up. Okay, and then inhale, we'll do another 3. Exhale as we slowly sit ourselves towards the floor. Try and keep bracing, keep the shoulders drawing away. If anyone wants to just hold, we've been just doing a lot of holds today. Feel free to just stay still at the hard part, not the easy part. No, any part. Inhale. So 2 more, otherwise we'll move in and out. It's a little bit nicer than holding that squat for a long time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale there, and then last time then, exhale, slowly lower. We're going to stay at the bottom. So if anyone does want to block for the heels or anything like that, we just relax the arms now. And we're just going to keep the left leg where it is, like that Cossack squat we did, but we want to stay on the left tiptoe and keep that left leg pretty much forward. Let's just bring the right arm inside the legs so that the knees are like the left knee sandwich. And we'll straighten the right leg to the right. So instead of that Cossack where we were here, we're going to keep that knee in the middle. Now we're going to walk our hands around the other side of the left leg. So the right arm is the one in front, and it's going to be the ledge for the left knee. And we're going to have a go now at lifting the left foot up off the floor. We can push into this right foot. So we'll ground down into the hands. So the hands are to the long edge of the mat. You might want to bend the right knee a little bit so you can get a bit of a push into that right leg. So we can bend it and then we can push the floor away and almost launch ourselves to the side like that. So when you're ready, we'll start to launch ourselves over to the left. maybe take that left foot up off the floor. There's quite a lot of work in the sides. If the arm doesn't meet the leg, if the knee doesn't meet the arm, you can just keep the knee just off and underneath as well. It's a little bit easier there, but it's quite, as soon as you need to rest the foot down, just rest it down. And do another 3, then progressing. So you might start to take the right foot up off the floor here as well. So again, we can have a go at lifting that left foot. We might want to then reach your chest more and more and more to the side, push into the hands, and maybe lift the right leg up. So you gotta lean that way and keep yourself really tight. So you can try that again. So we can start to launch our body more and more and more to the side. So that's the push into the hands. So as we launch ourselves that way and stay tight, we find a new centre, the centre of gravity in order to lift that right leg. You try one more? You're like, no more. Let's have another go. Another option would be to keep the knees together. Normal side pro. It reaches a lot of push down in the hand as well. So let's bring the hands back to centre. Let's slide the right knee back to centre. Give the shoulders a little shake off. If they need to rest, just keep them on the hips. Otherwise, arms back and front, keep working, then breathe in. Breathe out and slowly come all the way up to stand. If the arms are tight, feel free to shake them off, otherwise we're going to stay with them. 3 more squats, exhale as we lower. Yeah, keep drawing your belly in, keep bracing. Feel free to just hold the squat instead, inhale, or rest at the bottom, or rest at the top, just stay balanced at the top instead. So just keep going in your own pace, 2 more. Those shoulders burning. Yeah, I feel it. Inhale. Last one. We'll almost finish then. We'll be lying down in no time. Inhale. One more up, one more. That's an extra one. Oh dear. Inhale. And we'll stay down and rest the arms for a moment. Give them a little shake off. Okay, so let's step the arms around the right leg and we'll bring the left leg to the left. If you need to support that, we've been on the tiptoes for a while, so feel free to put a block underneath. Now let's walk the hands to the long edge of the mat, so the left elbow is over the right knee. And then the first thing we're going to do is try and lift the right foot up off the floor. So you can bring the left foot in a little bit so you can push into the floor with that left leg. So you can bend the left knee, push into the floor and see if you can lift the right foot. Right, otherwise you can just have the right knee more underneath, like, it doesn't have to touch the knee if it doesn't. And then we'll bring it back down. And then we'll have a go at maybe lifting the left leg too, otherwise we'll do 3 more of them. It's really strong anyway without lifting the left leg. But if you want to, you can then reach your chest more and more and more to the side. Push, you're almost like pushing the left knee into the elbow and pushing the floor away with the hands, keeping everything tight. We'll do 2 more of them. The other option will be a traditional side crow with both knees tucked in together. Otherwise we'll do more of that split one. So a lot of course, so even if the leg doesn't, you'll still be really feeling it. Those sides, obliques, arms pressing. Nice. Okay, when we've had enough of that, we'll bring the knees in. We'll bring ourselves, we're going to do 10 squats with the arms in. I'm joking. Just bring the hands behind your legs, hands behind us, and lower our bums to the ground. Nice. Okay, we'll straighten out the legs, we'll interlace the hands behind our back. Just lift the chest up and squeeze the shoulders together. You might want to let the head rock side to side. And depending on the flexibility as well, if you want to bend the knees, we can even lean into the legs, maybe even reach the hands up behind us. But otherwise you can just come on, relax the arms. You might want to just do that a little and then relax the arms anyway. And then we just relax the arms back down in front and just come back into our forward fold, maybe a little bit deeper. So if you want more, you can always turn the toes up, maybe straighten the legs a little bit more. Sit up on a pillow as well if we're finding it hard to tilt our pelvis there. So as inhale then, Prepare. Exhale as slowly unravel ourselves up. And inhale to sit. And then exhale as we slowly roll all the way backwards onto our backs. Do another shoulder stretch down here. So we'll slide the feet in when you get onto your back, about hip width for the shoulder bridge. And then tip our pelvis, back flattens into the ground and start to lift the hips high in our shoulder bridge. If anyone does want to go back to that interlace, you can always switch to grippy as well and walk the shoulders underneath you. And pressing down there, lifting. Or if anyone fancies a real deep front stretch, like the wall thing but a bit deeper, we can bring the hands behind us, ready to press up either a little bit or so we're kind of on the head, sure that's okay for the neck then, or pressing all the way into our wheel, wood facing bow. Okay, anytime you want to lower, undo the hands if you've done the hook, and then just slowly control yourself down. And we'll bring ourselves into diamond shape with the legs. So we'll bring the soles of the feet together, just let the knees open out to the side. And then hands look out, or you want to put them on your belly, so just bring them out to side, palms up, and just allow the knees to just relax down rather than trying to pull them down. So it might not be much of a stretch now at all, the other inner thigh stretches, but just see what you're feeling. Just focus on calming a bit. We'll go a little bit deeper in a moment. Okay, and either stay and put here if you're getting quite a bit out of this. Otherwise we'll lift the feet and keep the feet together, reach inside the knees for the ankles or knees even, whatever you can reach there, or even around the sides of the feet, and then just open the knees, keeping the feet together, pushing the knees away from your arms. You might get a nice stretch in the top of the shoulders as well as the feet are pushing away, pushing into the arms. And we can either stay there or we can start to separate the feet and lift the soles of feet to happy baby. So you're starting to bring the soles of feet towards the ceiling and then using your arms to bring the knees alongside your body. Keep pressing everything down towards the floor. So your lower back pressing down, your shoulders, your neck or back of the head can press down. So neck's neutral. A little bit more for the hamstrings and the thighs there, glutes. And then lastly then, if anyone wants to even more, we can maybe start to straighten out the legs wide and hold wrist curtain. So it might be your ankles you're holding the sides of the feet, the big toes. You might want to put a strap around the feet, or legs, if you've got a wall handy, they can go hips against the wall and then legs either down the wall. That can be quite nice. Keep pressing the lower back down and keep bringing the feet down. So just a couple more breaths. Come back to a previous one if you need to. Okay, and then from there then we'll just bring the feet down and they're still in the air. So just rest for a moment, just notice how the legs feel in the thighs. We're going to be coming into our inversion next, so if you don't want to be too upside down, I'll just come back to what we've just done there with the legs that are elevated. You might want to elevate the hips as well and put a bolster or something underneath your bum. Otherwise we'll lift up even higher, maybe lifting into our shoulder stand or a plough. So feel free to put padding underneath the shoulders if you need a bit more space behind the neck and the floor. So if the neck's kind of digging down uncomfortably, then feel free to elevate yourself a little bit, or not, or don't do this pose maybe if it's not right. So we can hug the knees, push into the elbows, catch the back, and then gradually go deeper by bringing the hips more behind you until you feel more of a stretch in the back body. So the hands are support, you might need to wiggle the elbows in a bit closer as well. So any variation, if you feel comfortable doing the interlaced hand option, or just whatever you're feeling, a nice stretch. If this stretch feels good, we can even lift the legs upwards towards the ceiling and balance there, so be even more upside down. If you prefer a headstand or a forearm stand, a different posture, feel free to do your own posture as well. Just do another 3 slow breaths. And then if you want to stay a bit longer there, feel free. Otherwise, we'll control ourselves back down. If you do feel you want to counter pose with fish, and similar to that wheel though, feel free to counter pose. Otherwise, we're just going to lie just with our knees bent for a moment and just observe the sensations after that deep fold there. So if there's something your body really feels like doing before we rest, then feel free to do whatever that is. Otherwise, we'll be coming into our Shavasana from here. So feel free to put socks on, things like that as well, just so you can get really comfortable. We'll just slide the feet out, adjust the shoulders, maybe slide them underneath us, maybe reposition the head, maybe give your body a shake or tense release. Relax the eyes, the forehead, so the whole body just resting now into the ground. We'll do another visualization today. If there's something that works better, feel free to do whatever that may be. So I quite like to focus on some place you feel is relaxing. So it might be maybe a spa somewhere. It could be like a beach. It could be a kind of cabin in the woods, or a meadow. Absolutely anything that you feel could be your home. So where you are right now. So whatever it is, just see if you can visualize that. So with your eyes closed, just picture yourself lying really relaxed in this place, and see if you can notice things like how you feel. It's nice and relaxed, and the things that go on, maybe sounds around you, the temperature, like if anyone's there, who's there. Just try and put yourself in that place. Every time your mind wanders to something, then see if you can just keep bringing it back to this visual. Just be nice and relaxed. You can even use your breathing as well to help, and just keep focusing on that as well. Start to bring ourselves back to where you are. So just start to make little movements with your fingers, your toes, your legs maybe, lock in, arms can roll, palms up, palms down. Maybe the head can rock side to side. Let's just start to stretch, maybe reaching the arms behind you. Take some big breaths. And then we'll either hug the knees into the chest or hug the knees onto one side. And then whenever you're ready, then we'll just take the time to come to a comfortable seated position. We'll just take a big breath in and stretch upwards. And exhale, let's bring the hands down in front. And thanks you guys for joining today. Thank you so much.